I absolutely love this next story, but it also makes me a little bit depressed over how easy it is when your audience is ignorant to basic facts. It's so easy to convince your audience of absolute nonsense. As we reported yesterday, one of the things that President Joe Biden did at last night's speech before a joint session of Congress was to propose and outline his $1.8 trillion package that includes paid family leave, childcare, universal pre-K, community college, and many other things. This is very much a sort of FDR-like package meant to stimulate the economy by putting the middle class into a more stable economic position. It's not really controversial, globally speaking, historically speaking, but I guess to the American right wing, it is absolute insanity, reminiscent of Bernie Sanders's democratic socialism or something. Here are the Fox and Friends hosts yesterday morning reacting incredulously. They're beside themselves because of Joe Biden's proposal, saying, hey, we elected Bernie, not Joe Biden. Of course, the implication being Bernie, the socialist. Biden is actually Bernie. Biden is really a socialist. Take a look at this.
Joe Biden essentially is, as Jillian said, going to take a victory lap of what he's been able to accomplish so far. Some of the things he promised on the campaign trail that are going to be missing from his speech tonight, missing lower prescription drug prices. Not going to be talking about that. Not going to be talking about expanding Medicare eligibility. And this is really important. And I know a lot of you watching have been curious about the estate tax. He will not be including that campaign plan to raise the estate tax from 40 to 45% or lower the exemption from 11 million to 3.5 million, because there are a lot of people, particularly family farm owners, who are very concerned about that particular provision. If it went in, they would be sunk.
Yeah, he'll get around to it. Trust me. America, you elected Bernie Sanders. You just didn't know it.
So this is a coded way of saying Biden is a socialist because he wants to do paid family leave. Biden is Bernie. Bernie's a socialist. America, you now have a socialist president. One reaction from many people to this clip was, I wish we had elected Bernie. But a more kind of on this planet reaction is that Joe Biden's proposal is, number one, quite moderate by global standards. Number two, targeted based on need. And number three, really unlikely to pass as proposed. I've said this before. People sometimes get mad. They say, David, by saying that, you're making it less likely to pass as proposed. No. What you hear from a president during a State of the Union or State of the Union-like speech is the framework. It's sort of like when the White House releases a budget. The White House budget is a political document. Biden's original proposal is a political proposal. It then gets negotiated. So it's not even like it's going to pass the way it's actually been proposed. For an example, I'm in a bunch of financial planning type circles, forums, newsletters, and subreddits. For the last 2 weeks, the topic that keeps coming up among some of the highest income people in these groups is, what are you doing based on Joe Biden wanting to double the capital gains tax rate? The most sensible and the most common answer has been, I'm doing nothing yet. Why? Well, Joe Biden is now laying out what he wants. That will be subject to negotiation. It will almost certainly be watered down. If it passes, it might be retroactive to 2021. It might only start in 2022. Once we get there, I can decide, this is other people speaking, do I take the gains on my stock and bonds and pay the capital gains rate? Or do I just wait and do nothing and wait for a future president to change the rate again and not pay any of that capital gains rate? The point is, people are going nuts as if Biden's ideas are radical, but also as if they're going to pass as proposed. We're at step 0.5. Biden told us what he wants. And then, of course, there's this really weird thing where Brian Kilmeade is slamming Biden for the things he is proposing, whereas Steve Doocy is slamming Biden for the things that Biden promised but are not part of the proposal. Steve Doocy there said, Biden promised to change the estate tax and he's not doing it as part of this. Shouldn't Doocy be happy about that? Fox News is part of the estate tax as a death tax contingent. He should be glad Biden's not proposing it, at least for now. But yet he says, but that Biden also is not doing the things he promised to do. Of course, the real answer is none of it is about policy. It's never been about policy. It's about posturing to your audience, period. Biden has proposed something. Let's now see what the negotiation is like and what gets to the floor of the House and Senate, and then whether it passes. Deal with these things one step at a time. One of our sponsors is Vincero Watches, giving you 15% off. A high-quality wristwatch is the perfect way to elevate your style. Own at least one watch that makes you feel great when you put it on. You can often see me wearing my Vincero watch on the show. Mine is the gunmetal vessel model. I'm a big fan of the metallic look of the face of the watch. I like the silicone strap. You won't find a better made watch for this good a price anywhere else. When you put it on, you know you got more than you paid for. Vincero believes in crafting super quality watches from high-end materials, but selling them at fair prices, which is why they have over 26,000 five-star reviews, and they stand behind every watch they make with a 1-year return policy and 5-year warranty. They'll give you 15% off everything in their store and free shipping at davidpakman.com/watch. Use the coupon code PAKMAN.